ready to wiggle. When you wiggle, you can't go wrong. Get ready to wiggle. Wiggle will make you big and strong. Get ready to wiggle. Come on, wiggle to this song. Wiggle to this song. Ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, 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 bum, bum, ba-dum, 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 bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. We're ready to wiggle. Wiggle your fingers high in the sky. We're ready to wiggle. Wiggle your ears and wiggle your eyes. We're ready to wiggle. Wiggle your hair and wiggle your nose. We're ready to wiggle. Come on and wiggle all 10 toes. Wiggle all 10 toes. Ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum. Ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum. Ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum. Ba-dum, bum, bum. We can wiggle and wiggle. Wiggle at home without a care. Wiggle and wiggle. Wiggle on your own or with teddy bear. Wiggle and wiggle. Wiggle at breakfast, lunch or tea. Wiggle and wiggle. Wiggle along with me, that's right. Wiggle along with me. Ba-dum-bum-bum, ba-dum-ba-dum, ba-dum-bum-bum, ba-dum-ba-dum, ba-dum-bum-bum, ba-dum-ba-dum.
Good morning, students. I'm your teacher, Paul Joseph Binigay. Since I already divided you into 3 groups yesterday and assigned the materials you should bring, you may go now to your respective groups and put the materials on your desk. Again, the materials we will need for this activity are illustration board, marker, scissor, color pencil, crayons, and such color art materials. So each group will draw and color the sun, stars, and the 8 planets of the solar system in the 1/8 illustration board. And I will give you 15 minutes to do that. You may start now. Okay, very good, students. Job well done.
So kids, how was your activity? Did you enjoy? Very good. I'm glad that you enjoyed your activity. So now you can go back to your seats. Okay? You know what? While I was watching you doing your activity, I was so amazed because you are all very participative and you really put effort for your activity. Good job, kids! You did all great. So now give yourself a 5 claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now that you have done in your activity, I have some questions for you. You can answer by raising your hand. Okay? Okay. In your activity earlier, you created a planet face mask. So, what are the planets in the solar system? Who wants to answer? Yes, Kevin? Very good. What else? Yes, Carlo? Very good. Okay, Joanne? Very good. What else? Yes, Angel? Very good. Okay? Yes, Liza? Very good. Marie? Very good. And the last one? Paul? Very good. So, in our solar system, there are 8 planets, namely Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Okay? So class, are the planets have the same color? Yes, Princess? Correct. The planets are not the same in colors. Planets have the colors that they have because of what they are made of and how their surfaces or atmospheres reflect and absorb sunlight. So, do you think planets have the same size? Yes, Angel? Okay, Angel is correct. The planets are not the same in size because there are planets that smaller than other planet. So, how about the shape? Do you think they are the same? Okay. While all the planets in our solar system are nice and round, some are rounder than others. The Mercury and Venus are the roundest of all. They are nearly perfect spheres like marbles. But some planets aren't quite so perfectly round. So among in the 8 planets, which planet will live in? Yes, you are right, class. We are living in the planet Earth because planet Earth is the perfect planet for human being to live. There is air, food, and water sources that human beings need to survive. Okay? So class, what can you say about the 8 planets? Okay, very good. You are all correct. For you, why is it important to learn the planets and solar system? Yes, Marga? Okay, thank you, Marga, for your nice answer. So, class, it is important to learn the planets and solar system because understanding the planets and the small bodies that inhabit our solar system helps scientists answer questions about its formation, how life evolved on Earth, and what characteristics of the solar system lead to the origins of life. So, based on our question and answers today, do you have any idea what your lesson will be today? Okay, very good. Yes, class, our lesson for today is about the solar system.
Okay, children, let's go to our main topic for today. Okay, let's know more about the planets of the solar system. Okay, so are you excited? Isn't it interesting? Okay, that's great. Now, at the end of the lesson, I am expecting you to identify and describe the planets of the solar system and showing the relative size of the planets and the relative distance from the sun. And value the importance of the solar systems as it gives a huge factor of human life and draw and construct a model of the solar system. Okay, are you ready? Okay, good. So now what are the names of our planets in the solar system? Okay, these are Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, Uranus, Mars, Neptune, Mercury, and a place where we will live, the Earth. So let's know more about these planets one by one. Okay, children, get ready. Now, let's go first about the planet Mercury. So, Mercury is the smallest planet in our solar system, known for its short years, long days, extreme temperatures, and weird sunsets. Now, the Sumerian also knew of Mercury since at least 5,000 years ago. It was often associated with Nebu, the god of writing. According to a site connected to NASA's Messenger, Mercury's surface, space, environment, geochemistry, and ranging mission, Mercury was also given separate names for its appearance as both a morning star and as an evening star. So, Greek astronomers knew, however, that the two names referred to the same body. And Heraclitus, around 500 BC, correctly thought that both Mercury and Venus orbited the Sun and not the Earth. So, Mercury is the second densest planet after Earth, with a huge metallic core roughly 2,200 to 2,400 miles kilometers wide, or about 75% of the planet's diameter. In comparison, Mercury's outer shell is only 300 to 400 miles thick. The combination of its massive core and composition, which includes an abundance of volatile elements, has left scientists puzzled for many years. Now, don't you know, class, that Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun? Yes, it is, because Mercury's orbit, its oval-shaped orbit, is highly elliptical, taking Mercury as close as 29 million miles or 47 million kilometers, and as far as 43 million miles or 70 million kilometers from the Sun. Okay, class, let's go to our second planet. Planet Venus. Okay, planet Venus is the second planet from the Sun, and it's Earth's closest planetary neighbor. So it's one of the four inner terrestrial or rocky planets, and it's often called Earth's twins because it's similar in size and density. These are not identical twins, however, there are radical differences between the two worlds. Now, as I have said, class, Venus is the second planet from the Sun. But don't you know that it is named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty, as the brightest natural object in Earth's night sky after the moon? Venus can cast shadow and can be visible to the naked eye in broad daylight. Venus' orbit is smaller than Earth, but its maximal elongation is 47 degrees. So thus, it can be seen not only near the Sun in the morning or evening, but also a couple of hours before or after sunrise or sunset, depending on the observer's latitude and the positions of the Venus and the Sun. So most of the time, it can be seen either in the morning or in the evening. At sometimes, it may even be seen while in a completely dark sky. Venus orbits the Sun every 224.7 from the Earth days. Okay, so it has a synodic day length of 117 from the Earth days. Okay, so and its sidereal rotation period of 243 Earth days. So consequently, it takes longer to rotate about in axis than any other planet in the solar system. Now, and thus, in the opposite direction to all, this means that the Sun rises from its western horizon and sets in east. So Venus does not have any moons, a distinction if it shares only with Mercury among planets in the solar system. Okay, class, let's go to our third planet, which is the planet Earth, where we live. Okay, so let's know more about our planet. So our planet Earth is the only planet known to support life. Okay, so Earth, our home, is the third planet from the Sun. While scientists continue to hunt for clues of life beyond Earth, our home planet remains the only place in the universe where we've ever identified living organisms. Now, Earth is the fifth largest planet in the solar system. It's smaller than the four gas giants Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, but larger than the three other rocky planets Mercury, Mars, and Venus. Earth has a diameter of roughly 8,000 miles or 13,000 kilometers. It is mostly round because gravity generally pulls matter into a ball, but the spin of our home planet causes it to be squashed at its poles and swollen at the equator, making the true shape of the Earth an oblate spheroid. Okay, our planet is unique for many reasons, children. But its available water and oxygen are two defining features. Water covers roughly 7,000 or 71% of Earth's surface, with most of that water located in our planet's oceans. About a fifth of Earth's atmosphere consists oxygen and produced by plants. So while Earth orbits the sun, the planet is simultaneously spinning around an imaginary line called an axis that runs through the core from the North Pole to the South Pole. So it takes Earth 23,934 hours to complete a rotation in its axis and 365.26 days to complete an orbit around the sun. Our days in years on Earth are defined by these gyrations. Okay, children, let's go to our fourth planet, which is planet Mars. So, Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun and the second smallest planet in the solar system, being larger than only Mercury. So, Mars carries the name of the Roman god of war and is often called the Red Planet. The letter refers to the effect of the iron oxide prevalent on Mars' surface, which gives it a striking reddish appearance in the sky. Mars is a terrestrial planet with a thin atmosphere with surface features such as impact craters, valleys, dunes, and polar ice caps. Now, Olympus and largest volcano and highest mountain on any solar system planet, and Valles Marineris, one of the largest canyons in the solar system, are on Mars. The smooth Borealis basin in the northern hemisphere covers 40% of the planet and may be a giant impact features. So Mars has two small and irregularly shaped moons, Phobos and Deimos. So the days and seasons on Mars are comparable to those of Earth, as the planets have similar rotation period and live of the rotational axis relative to the ecliptic plane. Now, Mars has been explored by several uncrewed spacecraft. Mariner 4 was the first spacecraft to visit Mars, launched by NASA on November 28, 1964. It made its closest approach to the planet on July 15, 1965. Mariner 4 detected the weak Martian radiation belt measured at about 0.1% that of Earth and captured the first images of another planet from deep space. NASA Viking 1 lander transmitted the first image from Martian surface in 1967. Two countries have successfully deployed rovers on Mars. The United States first doing so with Sojourners in 1997 and China with Zhurong in 2021. So there are investigations and assessing the past of habitability of Mars, as well as the possibility of extant life. So astrobiology mission are planned, such as the European Space Agency's or the Rosalind Franklin rover. Liquid water in the surface of Mars cannot exist due to low atmospheric pressure, which is less than 1% of the atmospheric pressure on Earth. Now, both of Mars' polar ice cap appear to be made largely of water. Mars can easily be seen from Earth with the naked eye, as can its reddish coloring. Its apparent magnitude reaches 29.4 or 294, which is surpassed only by Venus, the Moon, and the Sun. Optical ground-based telescopes are typically limited to resolving features about 300 kilometers or 190 miles across when Earth and Mars are closest because of Earth's atmosphere. Okay, now children, let's go to our fifth planet, so which is planet Jupiter. Planet Jupiter is the fifth planet from the Sun and the largest in the solar system. So it is a gas giant with a mass more than 2.5 times that of all the other planets in the solar system combined, but slightly less than 1,000 the mass of the Sun. Jupiter is the third brightest natural object in the Earth's night sky after the moons and Venus. People have been observing it since prehistoric times. So it was named after the Roman god Jupiter, the king of the gods. Now, children, Jupiter is primarily composed of hydrogen, but helium constitute 1/4 of its mass and 1/10 of its volume. It likely has a rocky core of heavier elements, but like the other giant planets, Jupiter lacks a well-defined solid surface. The ongoing construction of its interior generates heat greater than the amount received from the Sun. Because of its rapid rotation, the planet's shape is an oblate spheroid. So it has a slight but noticeable bulge around the equator. The outer atmosphere is visible, segregated into several bands at different latitudes. So with turbulence and storms along their interacting boundaries, a prominent result of this is the Greek red spot, a giant storm known to have existed since at least the 17th century when telescopes first saw it. Okay, so surrounding Jupiter is a faint planetary ring system and a powerful magnetosphere. Jupiter's magnetic tail is nearly 8,000 kilometers or 800 million kilometers and long, covering nearly the entire distance to Saturn's orbit. So Jupiter has 80 known moons and possibly many more, so including the 4 large Galilean moons discovered by Galileo Galilei in 1610 to Europa, Ganymede and Callisto. To Europa are about the size of Earth's moons. Callisto is almost the size of the planet Mercury, and Ganymede is larger. So Pioneer 10 was the first spacecraft to visit Jupiter, making its close approach to the planet in December 1973. Jupiter has since been explored in several locations by robotic spacecraft, beginning with the Pioneer and Voyager flyby missions from 1973 to 1979, and later by the Galileo orbiter, which arrived at Jupiter in 1995. In 2007, the New Horizons visited Jupiter using its gravity to increase its speed, bending its trajectory en route to Pluto. The latest probe to visit in the planet, Juno, entered orbit around Jupiter in July 2016. So, future targets for exploration in the Jupiter system includes the probable ice-covered liquid ocean of Europa. Okay, class, we are now on our sixth planet. Okay, so our sixth planet is Saturn. the sixth planet from the Sun, and the second largest in the solar system after Jupiter. So it is a gas giant with an average radius of about 9.5 times than of Earth. It only has 1/8 the average density of Earth. However, with its larger volume, Saturn is over 95 times more massive. So, Saturn interior is most likely composed of a core of iron, nickel, and rock, silicon, and oxygen compounds. So, its core is surrounded by a deep layer of a metallic hydrogen, an intermediate layer of liquid hydrogen, and liquid helium. And finally, a gaseous outer layer. Saturn has a pale yellow hue, a ammonia crystals and in its upper atmosphere. An electrical current within the metallic hydrogen layer is thought, though, to give rise to Saturn's planetary magnetic field, which is weaker than Earth but which has a magnetic moment 580 times that of Earth due to Saturn's largest size. Saturn's magnetic field strength is around 1/20th of Jupiter. The outer atmosphere is generally blonde and lacking in contrast. So, although long-lived futures can appear, wind speeds on Saturn can reach 1,800 kilometers per hour. So higher than Jupiter, but not as a higher as Neptune. So the planet's most notable feature is its prominent ring system. So which is composed mainly of ice particles with a smaller amount of rocky debris and dust. So at least 83 moons are known to orbit of Saturn. So of which 53 are officially named. This does not include the hundreds of moonlets in its rings. Titan, Saturn's largest moon and the second largest in the solar system. So is largest than the planet Mercury, although less massive, and is the only moon in the solar system to have a substantial atmosphere. Okay, class, let's go to our seventh planet. Okay, so the planet Uranus. So Uranus is the seventh planet from the Sun. So its name is a reference to the Greek god of the sky, Uranus. So Uranus, who according to Greek mythology was the great grandfather of Ares or Mars. So grandfather of Zeus, Jupiter, and father of Cronus, Saturn. So it has the third largest planetary radius and fourth largest planetary mass in the solar system. Uranus is similar in composition to Neptune, and both have bulk chemical compositions which differ from that of the larger gas giants Jupiter and Saturn. So, for this reason, scientists often classify Uranus and Neptune as ice giant to distinguish them from the other giant planets. So, as with gas giants or ice giants also lack a well-defined solid surface. Uranus' atmosphere is similar to Jupiter's, Saturn's, and its primary compositions of hydrogen and helium, but it contains more ices such as water, ammonia, and methane, along with traces of other hydrocarbons. And it has the coldest planetary atmosphere in the solar system, with a minimum temperature of 49 to 224 degrees Celsius to 371 degree Fahrenheit, and has a complex layered cloud structure with water thought to make up the lowest clouds, and methane the uppermost layer of clouds, and the interior of Uranus is mainly composed of ice and rock. Now, like the other giant planets, Uranus has a ring system. So, a magnetosphere and numerous moons. The Uranian system has a unique configuration because its axis of rotation is titled sideways, nearly into the plane of its solar orbit. So its north and south poles, therefore, lie where most other planets have their equators. So in 1986 image from Voyager 2 showed Uranus as an almost featureless planet in visible light, without a cloud bands or storms associated with the other giant planets. Voyager 2 remains the only spacecraft to visit the planet. Now, observation from the Earth have shown seasonal change and increased weather activity as Uranus approached its equinox in 2007. Wind speeds can reach 250 meters per second. Okay? Okay, class, let's go now to our eighth planet. Okay, so planet Neptune. Neptune is the eighth and farthest known solar planet from the Sun, so in the solar system. So it is the fourth largest planet by diameter, and the third most massive planet, and the densest giant planet. It is 17 times the mass of Earth and slightly more massive than its near twin Uranus. So Neptune is denser and physically smaller than Uranus because its greater mass causes more gravitational compression of its atmosphere. So it is referred to as one of the solar system's two ice giants planets, the other one being its near twin Uranus. Now, being composed primarily of gases and liquids, it has no well-defined solid surface. The planet orbits the Sun once every 164.8 years at an average distance of 4.5 billion kilometers or 2.8 billion miles. So it is named after the Roman god of the sea and has the astronomical symbol representing Neptune's trident. So Neptune is not visible to the naked eye, and is the only planet in the solar system found by mathematical prediction rather than by empirical observation. Unexpected changes in the orbit of Uranus led Alexis Bouvard to deduce that its orbit was subject to gravitational perturbation by an unknown planet. So after Bouvard's death, the position of Neptune was predicted from his observations. So independently, by John Couch Adams and Urbain Le Verrier, Neptune was subsequently observed with telescope on September 23, 1846 by Johann Galle within a degree of the position predicted by Le Verrier. So its largest moon, Triton, was discovered shortly thereafter. So though none of the planet's remaining 13 known moons were located telescopically until the 20th century. Okay, so the planet distance. Okay, now the planet distance from Earth gives it a very small apparent size, so making it challenging to study with Earth-based telescope. Neptune was visited by Voyager 2 when it flew by planet in August 25, 1989. So Voyager 2 remains the only spacecraft to have visited Neptune. The advent of the Hubble Space Telescope and large ground-based telescope with adaptive optics has recently allowed for additional detailed observation from before. Now, like Jupiter and Saturn, Neptune's atmosphere is composed primarily of hydrogen and helium, along with traces of hydrocarbons and possibly nitrogen. though it contains a higher proportion of ices such as water, ammonia, and methane. However, similar to Uranus, its interior is primarily composed of ices and rock. Uranus and Neptune are normally considered ice giants to emphasize this extinction. So, traces of methane is the outermost regions in part account for the planet's blue appearance. So, though an unknown component is believed to color Neptune a deeper blue compared to Uranus. Okay, class, thank you for listening. Did all understand my discussion? Well, thank you so much for that.
Okay, I am Ivy Grace A. Beswal. So, for continuation for our lesson for today, that is all about the solar systems or the planets. So, for today's activity, we will have a drawing activity. So, now, class, get your drawing activity. Okay, done. Okay, very good. So in your drawing book, you will draw your model of the solar system. So in your solar system, you must color it and you must see to it that it is neatly. Okay, am I clear? Okay, very good. So I gave you 10 minutes to finish it. Okay, crystal clear? Okay, very good. So you may start now. Okay, we are done for our drawing activity. So now I will give you a quiz so that I may know that you've learned so much for today's discussion. So get one whole sheet of paper and answer the following questions. Okay, done. Okay, very good. So in test 1, which is you may identify whether it is true or false. So question number 1. Question number 1 is there are 8 planets in solar system. Is it true or false? Okay, done. Question number 2. Venus is the only planet that has a life support. Is it true or false? Okay, very good. Then, number 3. Mars is also known as a blue planet. Is it true or false? Done. Okay. Number 4. Saturn has a beautiful ring around it. Is it true or false? Done. Okay, very good. Number 5. Earth is the 7th planet from the Sun. Is it true or false? Okay. Number 8. Number 6. Jupiter is the first planet of the solar system. Is it true or false? Okay, done. Number 7. Neptune is the second planet from the Sun. Okay. Number 8. Mercury is the closest planet from the Sun. Okay, done. Okay, number 9. Uranus is also called red planet. Is it true or false? Okay, done. Number 10. Jupiter is the hottest planet. Is it true or false? Okay, done. Very good. So, in test 2 naman, which is the essay, so at the back of your paper, you may answer it. So, question number 1. List down the 8 planets of the solar system and give a short description of it. List down the 8 planets of the solar system and give a short description of it. Done? Okay, number 2. Why are the planets important? Why are the planets important? Number 3. In a fiction mind, if you're given a chance to go to the other planet, what it would be and why? If in a fiction mind, if you're given a chance to go to the other planet, what it would be and why? Okay, I gave you 10 minutes to answer that following questions. Am I clear? Okay, very good. You may start now. Okay, done na ba ang lahat? Finish na ba? Okay, very good. So, exchange your paper in a clockwise direction. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, stop na. Okay, right corrected by. So that malalaman ko kung sino yung nag-check ng mga papers ng mga kaklase nyo. Kasi ako yung mag-check mamaya ng essay, yung test 2. Okay? In test 1, we have the identify whether it is true or false. So, question number 1. There are 8 planets in solar system. What would be the answer? Yes, Hazel. Very good. It is true. We have an 8 planets in our solar system. Okay, question number 2. Venus is the only planet that has one life support. Is it true or false? Yes, Paul. Very good. It is false. Kasi yung that has a life support, it is the planet Earth. Very good, children. Okay, number 3. Mars is also known as a blue planet. Is it true or false? Yes, Hazel. Very good. It is false. Okay, number 4. Saturn has a beautiful ring around it. Is it true or false? Yes, Jessica. Yes, very good. It is true. Saturn has a beautiful ring. Number 5. Earth is the 7th planet from the Sun. Is it true or false? Yes, Jessa. Very good. It is false. Okay, number 6. Jupiter is the first planet of the solar system. Yes, Ariel. Very good. It is false kasi yung unang planet sa ating solar system is the Mercury. Number 7. Neptune is the second planet from the Sun. Is it true or false? Yes, Princess. Very good. It is false. Okay, number 8. Mercury is the closest planet from the Sun. Yes, Emilu. Very good. It is true. Number 9. Uranus is also called red planet. Is it true or false? Yes, Paul. Very good. It is false. Okay, last question we have number 10. Jupiter is the hottest planet. Is it true or false? Yes, Daisy. Very good. It is false. Okay, who got the perfect scores? Okay, very good. Who got 10? Very good. 9? Very good. 8? Very good. 7? 6? 5? 4? 3? 2? And 1. Very good ang lahat. Parang matataas lahat yung mga scores nyo. Okay, forward ang papers kasi ako yung mag-check ng essay nyo. Okay? Very good. So now, keep quiet, class. Okay, class. Very good. 80% of the class got a high score. Okay, keep up the good work, class. Good job. So, give your self a 3 good job claps. Do you know the good job claps? Okay, very good. Good job. Good job. And good job. Very good, class. Okay. Okay na, okay na. Sige, keep quiet na, class. Okay, class, for your tomorrow's discussion, I want you to read in advance your science book in page 203 to 210 together with your parents or ask helps with your sister or brother. So, am I clear? Okay, very good. So, clean your desk na and keep your things in your bag. And if you're done, then stand up. Okay, tapos na ba ang lahat? Okay, very good. Okay, Hazel, please lead the prayer. The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Goodbye, class. Goodbye and see you tomorrow. So keep safe, everyone. Bye-bye.